Texas Democrats are making their way home this morning after a weekend in Dallas. The state political party just wrapped up its convention here. This morning, though, what is the outlook for November from the inside of the Texas Democratic Party? We began there with Chris Hollins, the party's vice chair of finance. Chris, good to see you again. Welcome back to the program here. Let me ask you about what people are talking about across the state and across the country, inflation and President Biden's approval numbers. Are you concerned at all that both of those or either of those might weigh down on Democrats come November?
Well, Jason, thanks for having me on. It's always great to see you and be here with you. Look, inflation is hurting all of our pocketbooks, and there are a lot of things going on, including the war in Ukraine, that are affecting this. The pandemic has also touched on this. But right here in Texas, we got to ask ourselves, what's happening with inflation here? And we know, and Republicans have even admitted, that Greg Abbott's antics down at the border are driving up prices, are wasting, food that should be feeding Texas families, and so many other things that are hurting our pocketbooks and ultimately hurting our ability to support our families. And so that's what Democrats are fighting for here in Texas.
Democrats have been in Dallas all weekend for the state convention, which just wrapped up last night there. What do you think the biggest takeaway is going to be from the convention?
Well, the short of it is that Democrats across Texas are fighting for you, they're fighting for your community, and they're fighting for your family. Republicans are going to war with Disney, they're going to war with Buzz Lightyear, they're going to war with women who want to make their own healthcare decisions. And Democrats are fighting for you. We want to keep you safe. We want to keep your schools and your grocery stores safe. We want to put more money in your pocketbooks. We want to make healthcare more affordable for you, for your kids, and for your family. And so that's the message.
Chris, let's talk about South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley for just a moment here, too. Republican Congresswoman Myra Flores, she flipped a Democratic seat down in the valley in a special election recently. We all know McAllen recently, not too long ago, elected a Republican mayor, even though it's a nonpartisan seat there. Donald Trump did better than anyone expected down in the valley as well, too. There are a record number of migrants coming across the southern border. Are Democrats and is the party taking this situation and this part of the state seriously enough?
Look, you can't take any votes for granted, regardless of, what someone's socioeconomic status is, what their ethnicity, their religion is. We have to go and fight for every single vote. And so, those elections should be, opening some eyes. And we know that we stand for the values of the folks in those communities. They care.
Should the party be doing more, do you think, to defend these areas?
We have to invest across this Texas, whether it's across this state, pardon me, whether we're talking about urban areas or rural areas, where we're talking about North Texas or South Texas. And so, again, this is an incredibly large state. It's incredibly expensive to campaign in the many media markets, as you know here. But yes, we should be doing more, and we shall be doing more. But again, we have to carry the message and make sure that voters understand why these elections are important, why it's important to turn out for every election, not only just the president in 20 and 24, but every single election, because these affect your community.
Chris, good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Jason. Have a good one.